Hey guys, it's Marla. Welcome back to Twinstrology. I'm doing things a little bit different this time, and I'm doing the tarot reading portion separate from the astrology portion. So if you are interested in the astrology, I hope that you watch both, but if you're looking for the astrology portion, that's in a separate video. This is going to be the twin flame divine partnership soulmate reading covering the summer solstice and the new moon in Pisces. So pretty much from today, which is the 10th of March, to the end of the month. And what I've done is I've laid out some cards, and I've brought out, the first cards are going to be from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland. And then I have drawn cards from Divine Feminine and Masculine Reunited by Christabel Jessica. I've also drawn some Romance Angels cards from Doreen Virtue, some Goddess Guidance from Doreen Virtue, and I might be pulling some other cards as we go along if I feel called. If you would like a personal reading with me, please visit my website, which is twinstrology.com, and please know that I have about a 6-week waiting period right now. Okay. Let's get started. You know, I just did the astrology reading, and I didn't really take much of a break. So I'm just going to clear the air a little bit here. This is Palo Santo. For those of you that don't like sage, you might like Palo Santo. It has a nicer, much sweeter smell, and it's great for clearing the energy. And I've already shuffled the card, but I want you guys to take a minute to set your intentions for this reading and to set your intention to get a message from the cards. Remember, I'm doing this reading for thousands of people, so I have to be kind of broad, but hopefully you'll get some confirmations and some guidance that pertains to your situation. I can tell you right now from looking at the cards, relationships are coming through really big, so I will try to make it broad, like I said, but I feel like this is really pertaining a lot to twins who are in karmic relationships. But let's go through and talk about them. So the overall energy of union is new beginnings, or the Fool card. This is actually 0. And that's so appropriate because we're celebrating the spring equinox, and that represents new beginnings. It's a time of manifestation. It's where the sun crosses the 0 point, the Aries point, the first degree of the zodiac. And here we see the woman taking a leap of faith. She's stepping off into nothingness. She's trusting in the universe. So, great card already. Now, the card from the Divine Feminine and Masculine deck to give us more information here is God of Awakening. So we also know that there's going to be an influx of awakening energy on the planet. Between the Pisces new moon and the spring equinox, we are being flooded with light, and our light bodies are continuing to be activated. We're taking on more light. Many of you are ready to make the shift from the 3rd to the 5th dimension. And those that aren't, you definitely are going to the next level in your awakening. And there's many more people out there that are going to begin waking up. So if you're a twin, you've been on this journey a while, then it's time to start thinking about your mission and helping those that are coming up. the next wave of the next wave of awakenings. But pertaining to twins, there is another level being seen. The veil is going to be dropping. I'm being shown that our psychic abilities are also going to be going to the next level. I feel this is especially true for the masculine, and I don't mean to imply that the masculine are in any way behind the feminine, but the masculine in and of itself is the logical energy. It's not intuitive. It's based on logic. But the masculine energy is really being woken up and shaken right now. And this sees them increasing their intuition. Definitely, when you see these cards, you're going to see the masculine is becoming much more intuitive in this energy. This is also a number 8 card. So it has to do with karma or destiny, a divine timing. And I think it's important for twins to remember, it's something that we know, and yet every time we get triggered, we forget. But everything happens in divine timing. And some of the situations that you get frustrated with, it's only because divine timing is at play or the energies aren't right. So we can all be grateful that there is this energetic shift happening, helping us all right now. So the card from the romance angels about the overall energy of union is release your ex. It's time to clear your energy. So this is what I meant by there's a strong indication here that a lot of this reading pertains to relationships. And Jupiter just went retrograde in Scorpio. And for those that are in a karmic relationship, this is going to be a very important transit, because as I predicted when Jupiter entered Scorpio, and this also was confirmed in the rebirth of the divine masculine, this was going to be the time frame that karmic relationships start breaking down. So if your partner or you are in a romantic relationship, it's likely that that relationship is falling on hard times. And I'm seeing this in the collective energy as well, not just with twins, but many people that I know are coming to me with relationship issues right now. Because we're needing to, change the template. We're needing to straighten things out. We're needing to fix why we're in relationship and with who we're in relationship, and changing it from a material-based, codependent-based structure, what can you do for me, to love. And how can we help each other? How can we make this not just about a relationship, but about mission? A lot of relationships these days break down because they don't have a purpose together. Usually one supports the other one in whatever their life purpose is, until the other one is feeling like they've lost their total identity of who they are, or they have completely separate purposes, and eventually they don't even have any interest in what the other one is doing. So with the twin flame energy coming in and the divine partnership, it's like you have a joint mission, you have a joint purpose, and that helps you stay together. Anyways, I digress. So if you're not in a relationship, then this means that there's some energy around you of an ex-partner that you still haven't cleared and that still has some kind of hold on you. And I'm just looking at this card, and she's holding a letter. And I'm hearing in my head, if there's someone that you still have angry feelings towards, that you haven't quite settled that energy with, write them a letter, get all your feelings out on paper, and then burn it. Don't send it, but that's a good way to release someone else's energy, and you may have to do it a few times. Okay, what is positive in twin flame unions? Number 5, conflict and defeat. Well, this is a really hard card to find something positive about. The first scenario that I'm getting is that those that are in karmic relationships, and a lot of people are in karmic relationships that aren't good, that aren't healthy. And actually one of the people, is being deceived. Or I would say that if you're the masculine or feminine and you're in a karmic relationship, for some of you, you're going to find out that your karmic partner was deceiving you. Or that your karmic partner is so much an ego. They're very selfish, and they're basically driving you away. Another scenario that could be happening with this card is you're dedicated to going through this union. You will do anything, possibly even do something underhanded, in order to get your union into place. Another thing about this card is that you could be seeing your ego. Because this card is about letting our ego kind of, it's like steamrolling over people, taking advantage of people, being deceptive, all coming from a place of ego, of needing to win at any cost. So you could be really identifying your ego right now, and it could be coming through like almost as a mirror from your twin or from someone else around you, another relationship. That could be part of the awakening card, that you're seeing things clearly. And I'm definitely feeling in the energy that our perceptions are changing with the powerful energy that's coming in at the equinox. The card from the Divine Masculine Feminine deck is Kuan Yin, Goddess of Nurturing. Well, I feel like there's a lot of love energy that's very positive. And it has to do with self-love a lot, nurturing ourselves right now, but also wanting to nurture our twins and really nurture everybody in our life. And it has to do with the love energy that's coming through, that's very strong right now. It's opening our hearts more. And if this card is representing you seeing your ego now, then I feel like this card is saying that you're accepting of that part of yourself. It's almost like seeing a level of your shadow and being okay with it, accepting it. If it's your partner is, somehow deceiving you, I feel that in return, you're not trying to get them back. You know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to hurt them like they hurt you. You're more like in that space of wanting to nurture or just like letting it go, you know? It's kind of like you see the person for what they truly are now, and you're just going to let them go. I'm going to just get a clarifier here. Okay. Clarifier is 19, light, the sun. So I feel like it's a truth. There's some kind of truth is being shown to you. Either the truth of yourself, like the truth of your ego, the truth of you're not being authentic, you're not being honest with yourself, or coming from your partner, your karmic partner, there's a truth. And I have gotten that in other readings that I did. I have another channel, Eclipse Astrology and Tarot, that I do readings for the general population. And for the energy coming up last week, it was deception and envy, and that someone in the relationship was deceiving you. So I feel like with that Jupiter retrograde energy, there's going to be a lot of people suddenly seeing that their partner is not who they thought they were, or is doing something behind their back or underhanded. What is challenging unions? Harmony. So actually the Lovers card is challenging. So for some of you, this is going to be, it's challenging for you to come into a place of balance within. You might be having struggles in all kinds of relationships. It doesn't have to be romantic relationships. You know, if you're not with someone, you could be having trouble with someone in your family, or even friends or acquaintances. There's a lot of mirroring going on right now. Again, not just from your twin, but mirroring from everybody. And so that could be a struggle. If you are in a karmic partnership, this card is pointing to having to make a choice. Okay, 3 is a crowd. So you're going to have to release your ex. And, you know, judging by the other cards, it seems like things are definitely coming to a head in that department anyways. And then we also have Thor, god of action here. So taking action is a bit of a difficulty right now. And I feel that's twofold. We're really not, it's not really a great time to take action. And we have Mercury retrograde on March 22nd. A lot of us are still in this incubation phase, okay? Now, if you've really been shown to take action on something, then by all means take action. But a lot of us are still waiting for the right timing. I also feel with this card, like when I look at Thor here and he's got his hammer, and it's like you are just ready. You're just hammering away, breaking down walls to get what you want. And I feel that for some of you, you may be feeling that, but something is restraining you right now. And it could be because you haven't made a decision in who or what you really want. Okay, let's talk about the Divine Feminine now. What is the Divine Feminine's focus victory and success. So another awesome card, and I feel this is relating to the fact that we're coming into a new cycle. Okay, the equinox represents a new astrological year. So we're starting a new cycle around the sun, but there's some other cycles that are starting new. And with us switching, we're ascending, we're moving to the fifth dimension. So that is a huge achievement that all light workers can be proud of. So we're celebrating that and like just taking a moment to enjoy success. Now, as far as your twin flame journey, I feel that card is telling you to focus on victory, meaning keep your thoughts positive, stay strong, stay in that forward momentum as much as you can, because also being shown very clearly that we're manifesting and our thoughts are manifesting. So you want to keep your thoughts saying that victory is yours. The second card for the feminine's focus is inner child. And I feel like this is saying to be careful, because your inner child, your unhealed aspects can be sabotaging you from feeling that victory and success. And this is representing your subconscious mind. So unseen fears, or maybe unrecognized fears, things that are deeply buried. Doing inner child healing is one of the most important things that you can do for your twin flame journey or your soulmate journey. And you can see the image on the card. Like, they're angry, they're walking away from each other, but the child inside is hurting. And that's like being an ego, because you're not doing what you really feel. You're putting up a wall, you're putting on a mask, you're putting up a front, you're actually doing this. You're actually being an ego. You're hiding something. So don't let these inner fears sabotage you at this time. Focus on the victory and do inner child work. And part of that is bringing joy to your life, bringing fun into your life. What is the feminine's challenge? Triumph. Well, this is forward momentum. And it's needing to stay balanced within that forward momentum. Okay, well, I think what the challenge is that you're not feeling the forward momentum. Even though it's happening, even though things really are shifting, you're not feeling it or seeing it that much in 3D reality, more than likely. I mean, some of you are, and I'm seeing more and more of you every day, sharing or announcing that you've come into union. So there definitely is shifting happening. I feel this card is saying that you need to stay balanced regardless. Whether there is a lot of forward momentum in your situation or not, stay balanced. But I'm looking at the other cards around it, and the other cards are saying that patience is required here. So I feel like there's not too much too much going on, but I do feel like soon there really is going to be like a huge push. This is also about focusing your intentions. Because it's like the Chariot. It's not really reflected on this card, but in the traditional deck, you know, there's two horses, a black one and a white one. On the charioteer has to maintain balance. If one horse gets too far ahead or too far out of control, it's going to pull them to the left. If the other one, it's going to pull them to the right. He has to stay very focused, moving towards what he wants. And that is the same with the divine feminine right now, divine masculine as well. And I do want to say that I feel this spread is going to, like, both sides are going to resonate with you. Whether you're the divine masculine or divine feminine, there's messages here from both sides. So like separation is really becoming very, well, separation is non-existent, but it's we're honoring that more. Like we're seeing that it really is an illusion. So keep your focus on what it is you're trying to manifest, is what I'm getting at, guys, in my very long-winded way. The card that goes with triumph is Yeshua, God of Unity. This card is about Christ consciousness, which is the energy that's coming in at the equinox. It's the awakening energy, the influx of light. And this is what our focus is right now. It's on the ascension. And it's hard right now to stay patient, especially because you can feel so much shifting in the energy. Like you just sense it's there. And you're like, when is something going to happen? And there's shifting going on in all areas of our life. But he's saying, focus on this first. Focus on elevating your vibration, because everything else is dependent on your vibration. So if you get this in line, the other things will fall into place much easier. How to overcome your challenge? Material harvest. Okay, so you're feeling like you're not getting anywhere. And this is saying to focus on what it is you do have. There are things coming to you. I feel like, you know, you're getting little things. Little nods from the universe or little accomplishments. Little financial gains. Maybe you haven't seen the whole picture yet, but you are getting little boosts along the way. I also feel like this card is just be grateful. You know, he doesn't have much. He's got some water, an apple, some crackers. It's not a lot, but he's praying. He's grateful. He's thankful for what he does have. And again, this puts you in the right vibration. It's a 9 card, so we're talking about a completion. Completion of the material gain. It's coming. You know, it's the 9 of Pentacles too. And the 9 of Pentacles is about being okay alone. And it's helping you surrender. Like, be grateful for what you have, and trust in the process, and just know that things are manifesting for you. The card that goes with material harvest is Pachamama, Goddess of Forgiveness. Okay, well, I feel like what these cards are saying is let go of the past, or especially your twin. Forgive your twin here, and recognize that what was brought through your hard times and your separations was that you got your independence. You became more self-sufficient. You've transformed yourselves in a lot of ways, and you're setting yourself up for material abundance as well. And so everything happened just how it needed to happen. And this has served you in the way of bringing victory and success to you. So Pachamama's message is forgive whatever situations went down in the past. We've got this new beginning happening, and this energy of love and heart opening. So let go and don't hold on to those little things. That helps you stay in that place of balance and in this idea of unity. There is no separation. So if you're not forgiving your twin, that's causing a block in your own energy, because you're one. Even if you're a soulmate, you can't move forward into love and union and oneness if you haven't forgiven. And this is also true on a broader scale as we go through this shift to the 5D, to the idea that we're all one. If we're holding a lot of unforgiveness in our hearts, we can't accept that we're all one. Because if we're not forgiving, we're what? We're angry, or we're grieving, and that keeps us chained to the past. It keeps us in victimization mode. And we do not want to be in victimization mode right now because of the strong manifestation energies. You don't want to create more victimization for yourself. So forgive and trust. What is the feminine accomplishing right now? Two cards actually came up here: sacrifice and patience. This is the Hanged Man card. So like I said, we are not really moving forward at this time because they're asking us to stay patient. You know, the masculine still has healing to do. That includes the masculine within the feminine. And if you listen to my astrology report, I talk about that the feminine is still healing sexual wounds, both personal and collective. So we have to be patient for some of these things to come together. And then I also feel like, look, I've been talking about that seed that's been gestating for a while. And look at the card. The seed is sprouted, and there's a lily, which represents purity and is also represents spring and Easter, right? And the goddess of the equinox is Ostara, which is what Easter is based on. Easter's in a few weeks. Rebirth, resurrection, regeneration. And this is also a 14, which is a 5 card. So it does represent change. But sometimes we have to be patient with change. And we have to make sacrifices for the greater good at times as well. And maintain a focus on why we're here, which is to raise the consciousness and to awaken the planet and to bring through the vibration of love. Now I dropped the other card on the floor here. Hathor, goddess of love, was the second card for what the feminine is accomplishing. And so this is all about the feminine energy embodying the goddess and embodying, the full energy of love and nurturing. And look at the image on these cards are so similar with the placement of her hands. And when I see that, I think surrender. This is really what the feminine is accomplishing with this high vibrational Christ consciousness energy coming in and this more embodiment of the light. Surrender. And that comes with this idea that there is no separation, that we're all one. And the more that we can accept that, the more there's no reason to hold on, the more there's no reason to stress. And I don't mean there's no reason to hold on, like there's no reason to desire union. I mean, there's no reason to try to control the situation. There's no reason to worry about it, but to just let things unfold. So that is the cards, or those are the cards for the Divine Feminine. I'm just going to draw a surrender card for the Divine Feminine. Oh, well, 3 want to come out. 3 is my number, so I'm not surprised. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so that you may approach the situation more calmly. And that could be what's represented here too. Like, instead of approaching the situation in ego, with frustration, with wanting to get back, wanting to hurt the way the other has hurt you, that instead you're able to see the bigger picture, you're able to quiet your ego, and choose a new path, make a new choice. The card from the Romance Angels for the Feminine: stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Okay, let's talk about the divine masculine. What is the divine masculine focused on right now? Fulfillment of wishes, the Nine of Cups. I feel the divine masculine is you're admitting to yourself the truth of what it is you want. And I feel like you're opening more to your feelings. Okay, this is a cup card. It's the 9 card. So we're coming to the end of a cycle. And you need to get in touch with your feelings, because your feelings, if you're repressing your feelings, it's causing blocks in your ability to create the life that you want. I feel like this is really asking you what it is exactly you want. And I feel like this is a time where you're really, like you're going to see in the cards here in a minute, maybe you've been a little bit on the fence about what it is you want, or you know what you want, but you don't know how to get there, how to get it. And now it's like you're saying, okay, I'm just going to admit it. This is what I want. And that's really like the first step, because the universe is going to rush in to help you fulfill that wish. And this is a card saying that what you want, you get. The card from the Divine Feminine and Masculine deck is Sacred Sexuality. This is what the masculine's focus is. This is you opening your heart to love. Opening up to oneness, opening up to union. I feel like for a lot of you, for a long time, you've been wanting to express your emotions. And maybe not just with your twin, but just in your life. Like, you've just been wanting to express yourself more. Maybe you're a really deep person. Maybe you're a romantic person. But if you're a man, maybe you're uncomfortable expressing that side of yourself. And now I feel like you're more ready to just surrender to it. Let the energy flow with you. And this energy that's coming in from the equinox is opening up your heart. Maybe in ways that you didn't expect, is what I want to say. There's a lot going on in the astrology around opening up to the sacred sexuality too, as well as healing sexual issues of the past. But this is what makes love between a divine partnership special, right? Is the love and the heart awakening. Anybody can have sex. You know, you could go out and go to a bar and probably meet someone to have sex with, but that is meaningless. Where sex between divine partners is sacred. It's a sacred calling. It needs to be honored. And it cannot happen without the heart energy, without being open to the love and expressing the love. And it's this the union, the intertwining of the masculine and feminine. It doesn't even have to be physical. It only needs to happen in within us or within the 5D. That's what creates the manifestation. And so your acceptance of the love, of opening your heart, of embracing more of your feminine side, is you're creating more of an inner balance, more of an inner union. And it's through that that your wishes are being manifested. What is your biggest challenge right now? Divine masculine. Awareness. This is the magician. The magician is the creator. He is the manifestor in the tarot deck. Well, the high priestess is also a creator. The high priestess creates from the feminine energy, which is non-active, where the masculine creates actively. The masculine energy creates with force of will. You know, through your own willpower, you manifest something. This card is telling you that you have all the tools that you need to create the life that you want. You don't have to be unhappy, is really what the cards are saying to you. You're choosing that because maybe you weren't seeing the big picture, but guess what? You're awakening now. Not that you weren't awakening before, but there's a new level coming in. And I mentioned this in my astrology report too, but last week or the week before, I wrote something on Facebook, and I said that the energy coming in, how I saw it, was that this love is no longer going to be denied. And I feel like that is the energy that's awakening. That not only can you not deny it anymore, but you don't even want to deny it anymore. Because I feel the only thing holding a lot of you back was the inability to release your ex. But it feels like there's definitely shifts around that energy. And choices are being made. For some of you, it might even be out of your hands. But you're also, like, you're opening more to the universal energies. Like your crown chakra is opening. It's like a download. There's more information. Like your higher self is coming down. And as we embody more light, we are embodying our higher self, our soul embodiment. And when you're so connected, you can't ignore the promptings of your soul anymore. So there is change. It's a 1 card. Again, it's that new beginning energy. You are now becoming more aware. And you're needing to take more control and become the manifestor of your reality. Rebirth is also what came up for your challenge. So the masculine, especially, you are in this major transformational period. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it or not, but it's not just twin flames, like men in general. Not that the masculine energy has to be male, of course, but many of you are. And a lot of men are just struggling right now because they're waking up. And it's only because, the goddess energy has been coming down on the planet for longer. The divine feminine started waking up sooner to balance with the feminine energy. So how do you overcome your challenge? Choose wisely. So there's so many cards here. It's like you want to fulfill your wishes and you want to create your reality. But the cards, I don't feel like the cards are cautioning you. What I feel is you are like, I don't know exactly what I want. Because if we look at the second card, you are having a lot of fear. And this fear is translating into, I don't know what to choose. I can't make a decision. There's so many choices, and I'm afraid that I'm going to make the wrong choice. And so what happens though is you're not focused. Your intentions are not focused. They're very diffused. They're going back and forth. And so you cannot create your best and highest version of reality. But as I said, like I feel more of you are making a choice and you're overcoming your fears right now. And I feel like once you really wrap your mind around it and your decision, you're going to be like barreling through, just as I mentioned earlier, like just hammering your way through any obstacle. What I want to say to you, masculine, is like the cards are saying, stop daydreaming about it. Stop just thinking about it and thinking that it's wishful thinking, because you're becoming more aware and you're becoming aware that you're the creator here. It doesn't have to be wishful thinking. Like you can have the life that you want, whatever that life is. You can have it, but you have to do it. You have to make decisions and you have to use your willpower to create it. Another alternative here with this card. This card can represent prophetic dreams or visions as well. And you might be experiencing that and having fears around it. As part of your awakening, your increasing awareness. So that could be another challenge that's affecting you. The masculine energy is very wrapped up in their logic, your logical mind. And that is, you are having to put that aside. I know that so many of you are intuitive. And many of you, like, you're intuitive. But there may be some that aren't used to that, and that is causing some stress. What you are accomplishing, Divine Masculine, shadow. Well, you're confronting your fears. This is the Moon card. There's so much with the Moon card, okay? First of all, it relates to your awakening intuition, your awakening psychic abilities, confronting your shadow side, confronting those things that have been hidden from you. Some of those things you've been hiding from yourself, as I talked about, like you maybe have not wanted to acknowledge this love to yourself, or you've not wanted to acknowledge your feelings to yourself. But that's coming to light now because of this, with the shift that's on the planet. This can also be confronting your shadow because of some truth that comes through with your karmic partner and that scenario that I talked about. This can be mirroring going on with your twin flame as well. And your twin is projecting, or you're projecting onto your twin, and you see that. Okay, it can relate to this card, like recognizing more of your ego. You know, here we have the Sun card, which is the opposite to the Moon. So things are being illuminated. Things are being brought into your conscious mind. It's basically like all of those scenarios, whichever one it is, it represents things being made conscious to you that were not conscious to you before. You're seeing things. You have a new sense of perception, a new perspective, a new understanding. And this is what is going to help you make the shifts that you need to make. I'm seeing this too, like what I'm feeling when I look at that card is that this is you, sorry, the darker one. And with the energy that's coming in, it's like this is your higher self coming in with the light, bringing the light and ready to merge with you on some level. The card from the other deck is Mary Magdalene, Goddess of Strength. Another one card. Okay, well, Mary Magdalene's message here is that strength can come from softness. And I feel like this card for you is representing you integrating more of your divine feminine energy and allowing yourself to soften. Allowing yourself to embrace your big heart. Opening your heart more. Allowing yourself to trust. And sometimes, you know, it is a lot. It takes more strength sometimes to open up, to be vulnerable, to express yourself, to show love, than to keep that wall up and to keep yourself separated and to keep yourself hidden. So, definitely bringing more feminine energy in as part of your transformation. And of course, that's helping you manifest, as I've stated. For some of you, I feel too, this is representing how you see your twin, how you see their feminine energy. And honoring that feminine energy, And maybe some of you are doing a little bit of a turnaround, like you might have thought, coming from your more male perspective, you might have thought, oh, well, she's a bit, or he, they're a bit out there, they're a bit, I don't want to make this sound bad, but maybe you didn't always appreciate that softer perspective or that more psychic, intuitive perspective. Like you might have thought that the feminine was a bit like gullible or, you know what I'm saying. But you're seeing them in a new light. Now you are seeing the divine feminine has like pure love. And in this aspect of the feminine, this is the feminine like in her full openness. Like this is the feminine sexual energy. Non-repressed. Like it goes with this energy. This is where the feminine is in her heart, and she's open up to the energy of union, and she acknowledges her sexual self, and she's healing her sexual self, and she's embracing her passion and her inner fire. And she can wear her heart on her sleeve. And so I feel many of you are now like seeing the feminine in a new way and honoring her instead of thinking that maybe they were a bit gullible or frou-frou. I'm thinking of my friend Angie when she always jokes around when her twin got angry because she was fluffing the energy of his plants. So it's that kind of energy where, the masculine in their logical mind can't always understand the intuitive thinking of the feminine energy until now. And it's like, now you're understanding her or him, and you're wanting that too. You're wanting to embrace that aspect of yourself. And it's like your twin is reflecting that to you. Or you're seeing it, you're projecting something onto them and it's showing back on you, and you're seeing this about yourself. And I'm also feeling too, for some of you, this can relate to your karmic partner. Or like making a choice between your karmic partner and your sacred partner. Because for many of the masculine energies, I feel that they are, or you guys are, attracted to a strong partner. Whether you're a male or female in a male or female body, it's like you wanted a strong partner. And so you chose a karmic partner that you thought was strong and that you were attracted to. And that was not the right energy that you wanted. You thought you wanted this strength, but what it turned out to was that person is actually someone that is manipulative and controlling. And I want to say too masculine. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it. But they are too masculine because they are controlling and they're very logical. the karmic partners. Most of them aren't open-hearted, like there's an agenda in some respect. So you're seeing now that what you had hoped for, what you thought you were getting, was not really what you were getting. And that you were really searching for more of what your sacred feminine has to offer, which is strength and character, but in a way that doesn't lose the feminine side, that is nurturing and is loving, that isn't someone that wants to control you or change you. Is someone that just loves you as you are. And that thought is almost too much for you to accept, that it's even possible. But you're more and more understanding that it is, that not only is it possible, but it's actually available to you if you're willing to reach out and take it. But that involves you making a choice and making decisions and becoming the magician and creating your part of it. So even if you're a female and you embody the divine masculine, I think, and you were looking for a man that was really powerful, but then you got that and you were like, this isn't really what I'm wanting, because I've got someone that just wants to control me and tell me what to do, and in some cases be manipulative. So there's a new perception about strength. Let's see. So some of you guys told me that you really liked short readings, and a lot of you said you liked really long readings, but it seems almost impossible for me to do a short reading. What does the divine masculine need to surrender? Does the divine masculine need to surrender? Surrender to success. You're ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. Surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decision. From the Romance Angels, the first card for the divine masculine is unrequited love. This is about your ex or your karmic partner. I don't even want to use the term karmic partner, but your current partner. You don't feel the love energy with them anymore. I'm hearing that song, You've Lost That Loving Feeling, in my head. And I feel it goes both ways. Like, you're not feeling it for them. And to be honest, they're not feeling it very much for you either right about now. Give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Well, give your relationship a chance. This is up to you guys. You're the creators. You have to make a decision. You're the one that has the choice between the lovers. Which one are you going to pick? The divine feminine cannot tell you, what to do. So whichever relationship you choose is which one you're going to give a chance to. What is the outcome here? Triumphant success. Ace of Swords. Well, obviously success here, because of the title of the card, is triumphant success. But you know what? It's a sword, and a sword is cutting. And often swords come with a bit of a sharp edge or a painful experience. So, the obvious answer here is, if you're in a karmic relationship, that relationship is ending and you're cutting it away. You're cutting cords and you're creating a new beginning. This is also that new perception that I was talking about, a new way of seeing things. Remember, this is the outcome for both the divine feminine and masculine. Awakening. The Ace of Swords can be awakening. And that is obviously part of the new perception. Like, you wake up, you see things on a whole new level. There's new knowledge coming in. And I keep saying solstice. The equinox energy is related to ancient knowledge. Just, cutting away the past in general, not just any old partnerships, but the past in general, and allowing this new beginning to come. And I feel like they showed us a sword here, has the ace, because of how I said there's some painful elements here. There's releasing, and sometimes hard choices have to be made, right? Things that aren't necessarily fun, that you have to resolve somehow in order to move forward. But ultimately, yes, triumphant success. So I feel the card is saying that what you choose is successful, even though it might challenge you in some respects. Grief and anger is the other card that goes with this. And again, I think because it is an ace, it's a new beginning, yes, but it doesn't come without a cost. And if you have to let go of anything in the past, whether it's a situation, whether it's a person, whether it's your ego, whether it's a prior belief system that you've held, there's a grieving process with it. This card is also a 1, by the way, because it's a 10. It's also a new beginning. And I feel that both the divine masculine and feminine have things that they have to heal. The feminine is told to forgive the past and to open her heart. And the masculine is being told that you've been repressing your feelings for so long. And now it's time to feel your feelings, to let them rise up from your unconsciousness. Okay, so what you've been holding back is going to be brought up into the light. And as we go through this shift, when we take on the light in our body, I'm going to use the word dark, but I don't really like using that term here. But the dark has to be displaced, or the shadow, or the negative, the fears, however you want to look at it. These things have to be displaced to make more room for light, or they have to be integrated. And so this is part of the process of moving forward, to feel and release, to integrate those feelings. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay, this is representing a healing. Even though it doesn't look like it on the card, or it doesn't always feel like it when we're going through the grief process, it is creating the release that is needed to not just let more light in, but to let more love into your life. As long as you've got grief and anger repressed, you can't be open, because you have to keep that wall up constantly in order to keep those things in and repressed. And you can't get to the love as long as these things are in the way. These things, especially for you, Divine Masculine, these things are blocking you from being fully open in your heart. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And I feel like if we look at these cards, like, we'll see it. If I could find them. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, the bond deepens. And here's what the Divine Feminine is doing. She's trying to reveal her inner child, which there is no more vulnerable spot for us than our inner child. And the masculine is trying to open up his heart. And this is both the focus for each of you. And when these things are healed, that's going to allow another level to open up between the two of you. To allow yourselves to get to know each other. And that is coming. The new beginning is going to allow that. Last card, guys. Sorry. Over an hour again. I feel that one wanted to come out. Number 17, her grace. The goddess is awakening within your life. It may be within your own body, within a sensual deepening of relationship with your body or with the body of another. through expanding creativity, a sudden burst of feeling you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself. Let her reach you. She is calling to you from ancient times, calling you to allow her more deeply into her life, into your life. Celebrate the divine feminine. She's coming to life for you, whether man or woman. Your life is about to be touched by her magic, never to be the same again. This oracle brings you a message. There's a woman who brings divine blessing into your life, who is trying to connect with you more deeply. The blessing may be one that is obvious or one that is hidden in a challenge. The woman may be your own body if you're female, or your own inner feminine if you're a male. It may be spiritual or physical being, the great mother, your lover, your sister, or your dearest friend. Or it may be a woman as yet unknown to you, but who holds a soul contract with you, an agreement predestined to awaken you. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is offered by the feminine presence, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. This is exciting because it means you're growing. You are entering into the feminine temple of wisdom and finding a home there. And here's the poem. I was born long before our time, and yet my time with you is something new. For you awaken me, for you awaken in me a spirit that was longing for release, waiting for your touch. I thought I was safe to stay inside the boundaries and walls I carried with me. You touched me, and we walked outside the lines together. I really love this card for this reading. And yes, the divine feminine is rising right now through this energy. Because the feminine energy is rising in all of us and our intuition is awakening. But I feel like this card is confirmation for what I said about the masculine. Now, yes, we can take this as the divine feminine is rising in all of us. And that, yes, the divine masculine especially is incorporating more of his divine feminine. But what I really feel is like the divine masculine is seeing the divine feminine in a new way. It's that new perception of her that I talked about. How the masculine is seeing the strength, the beauty, the love within the feminine that he never realized before. And suddenly he's wanting to connect with that. And what I'm getting is like masculine, for a long time you felt like it's just too good to be true. Like it can't be real. Like I must be imagining this whole thing. Or I'm under some kind of delusion and you've been pushing it away. But there's something about this energy that breaks free something within you that changes the situation, and you're more ready to embrace your truth. I did an interview with twins in union, Maritza and Joe. That was my most recent interview. And I remember Joe talking about how, he had been healing, and one day he was sitting with Maritza and they weren't in union. They weren't together, but they were living together. And you'll have to watch the video to know the whole story. And they were just watching a movie, and suddenly he grabbed her and hugged her and started crying. And how he explained it was, he said, that last piece of me that was holding back just suddenly gave away and was gone. And I feel like that is what's going on with the masculine. That last piece that had been holding you back begins to crumble. And of course, there's a whole bunch of things that we've talked about here that is getting you to that point. And much of it has to do just with these equinox energies. And the equinox is a time of year where we talk about balance as well, because the night and the dark are in balance with each other. So thank you so much, guys. I hope that this reading gave you confirmation. It ended up being a long one, but you know me. And have a great equinox. Take care of yourself. Rest. Please watch the astrology video. And thank you so much. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.